So, the new Harry Potter series from HBO. Its first trailer is out, and you know what? The fan reaction is, well, surprisingly positive. Today, we're going to break down one YouTuber's first impressions to really get a sense of what this reboot might be getting right. Right off the bat, his gut reaction is just super positive. There's no hesitation. It's a simple, clear endorsement, and it really sets the stage for figuring out why it landed so well with him.
So here's how we're going to dissect his reaction. We've split it into 5 key themes. We'll start with the trailer's surprising new tone, then get into its muggle-centric feel, a pretty wild realization he had about the original cast's ages, and we'll wrap it all up with this fantastic analogy involving Nick Fury to explain his take on the new Snape. Okay, first up, just the overall feel of the trailer. He argues that its success really boils down to one critical decision they made.
Here's his main point. A good reboot can't just be a shot-for-shot remake of the old movies. It has to carve out its own space, create a completely fresh vibe. And for him, this trailer absolutely nails that.
He also pointed out a small detail that's actually a huge deal for book fans. They're using the original British title, The Philosopher's Stone. Now to him, that's a signal. It's a promise that this new series is going right back to the source material.
All right, on to his second point, and this is where his analysis gets really sharp. He zeroes in on a fundamental change in how the story is being presented. He describes the original films as feeling like we were stepping into a pre-existing magical world that just happened to have muggles on the side. But this new trailer, it feels different. It feels like it's firmly planted in our normal muggle world, and then, bam, magic invades it. And this isn't just about style, right? It's a powerful storytelling choice. By grounding the series this way, the trailer puts all of us right in Harry's shoes. We get to feel that same shock and wonder of discovering the wizarding world for the very first time, just like he did.
Next, he moves from the overall tone to the casting, and he shares this really personal insight he admits he only had recently. It's all about how old the adult characters are supposed to be. Okay, so check this out. In the books, when Harry starts at Hogwarts, Snape is only 31 years old. But the legendary Alan Rickman, he was 55 when he first played the part. The reviewer admits he never really processed that huge gap until he hit his early 30s himself and suddenly realized, wait a minute, Snape was supposed to be my age. And that age difference completely changes the dynamic, doesn't it? Instead of a young professor who's really only one generation older than Harry's parents, the film version felt more like a grandparent. So he's really excited to see, and maybe more importantly, to feel that smaller, more accurate age gap on screen this time.
Speaking of casting, let's get to another observation he made. This one about the new headmaster of Hogwarts himself.
This one was a genuine shock for him. He kind of jokingly admits that he always just assumed there was this unwritten rule that all the major roles in Harry Potter had to go to non-American actors. So seeing the very American John Lithgow pop up as Dumbledore totally caught him off guard, even though he agrees he looks great in the role.
And that brings us to the final, and honestly, the most fascinating part of his whole reaction. He saved his thoughts on the new Snape for last, and he unpacks them with this really powerful analogy from his own life as a fan.
He tackles the big question head-on. Snape, as we know him from the books and the original films, was white. The new casting of a black actor is a major change. So how does he work through that? Well, he turns to the world of comic book movies. He brings up Nick Fury. For decades and decades in the comics, Nick Fury was a white character. That was the only version he ever knew growing up. And then the Marvel's cinematic universe comes along and casts Samuel L. Jackson, completely redefining the character for a new era. He actually walks us through his personal 3-step journey with it. At first, his reaction was pure skepticism. That's not Nick Fury. But then he saw the performance and had to admit, wow, he did an incredible job. And over time, that performance became so iconic that now Samuel L. Jackson is Nick Fury to him and to an entire generation of fans. So he's applying that exact experience to how he feels about Snape now. He's been through this cycle before, that initial doubt followed by total acceptance, and he knows that a truly powerful performance can blow away any preconceived ideas of what a character is supposed to look like. And that's really the core lesson from his analogy. It all comes down to the performance. A truly great performance doesn't just copy what came before, it redefines it. It has the power to become the definitive version for a whole new audience. Which leaves us all with that one big, hanging question. He acknowledges the actor cast as the new Snape is excellent. The potential is absolutely there, but the real test is still to come.
Will the performance be so powerful, so compelling, that it makes us all believe? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.